Imagine this: a newborn baby, born in the United States as you think, and you imagine they will automatically be a U.S. citizen. But suddenly, that certainty is shaken. You feel fear. You wonder, will my child be told they don't belong? Will the country they were born in reject them? For many immigrant families, that uncertainty cuts deep and tears at the dream of giving their children security, hope, and a future. Hi, everyone. I'm speaking to you today because if you are living in America or dreaming of doing so, this message matters deeply. We're going to break down what changed in 2025 and what it means for children born in the U.S. now. For more than a century, you've probably heard that if a child is born on U.S. soil, they're automatically a citizen of the United States. That idea comes from the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. It says that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to its jurisdiction are citizens. That's why, for generations, newborns got citizenship simply by being born here, no matter their parents' immigration status. But in January 2025, change was attempted. The new U.S. president signed Executive Order 14,160, titled Protecting the Meaning and Value of American Citizenship. The order tried to change who qualifies for birthright citizenship. Under its language, not every child born in the U.S. would automatically become a citizen. Instead, to get citizenship at birth, the child's parents must meet stricter requirements. Specifically, at least one parent must already be a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, a green card holder at the time of birth. If both parents were undocumented or in the U.S. on temporary visas like work visas, student visas, tourist visas, the child would not automatically become a citizen. Wikipedia +2, theimmigrationhub.org +2. The order said that it would begin applying for babies born 30 days after being signed, meaning from around February 19, 2025 onward. Government agencies, such as those issuing Social Security numbers or passports, were directed to stop giving citizenship documentation to children born under these new rules. The Financial Express +1, that sounded like a dramatic shift, especially for immigrant families, mixed status families, or families on visas. For parents on student visas, work visas like H-1B, or other non-permanent visas, this could mean that a child born in the U.S. no longer automatically becomes a citizen, even if they've always believed that born in the USA means citizen. Theimmigration.hub.org +2, The Times of India +2. But here's where real life, law, hits a big roadblock. Right away, states, organizations, and civil rights groups filed lawsuits challenging the order's legality. The core argument, the 14th Amendment, is clear, and the order tries to override the Constitution through executive action. Wikipedia +2, theimmigrationhub.org +2, a federal judge in Washington state issued a preliminary injunction on February 6, 2025. That means the order was temporarily blocked. Wikipedia +1. A few months later, on May 15th, the Supreme Court of the United States heard oral arguments on the matter, not so much to decide whether birthright citizenship itself is unconstitutional, but whether lower courts properly issued nationwide injunctions. The Times of India +1. Then, in July 2025, after that hearing, the court made a procedural ruling. The decision did not settle whether the order's underlying ideas are constitutional. Instead, it ruled that lower court judges had gone too far issuing universal blocks. In effect, some parts of the order were cleared to take effect, but many lawsuits remained ongoing. VisaVerge +2, Wikipedia +2. So, where does that leave birthright citizenship today, late 2025? Crucially, the constitutional guarantee under the 14th Amendment remains unchanged. For now, children born in the United States still become U.S. citizens, regardless of their parents' immigration status. government agencies continue processing passports, social security numbers, and other documents as before. Visa Verge plus 2 immigration law, TampaBay.com plus 2. Yes, there is confusion, and yes, there are court battles. But legally and practically, the default remains the same. Birthright citizenship holds. Why does this matter so much for families, immigrants, and everyday people hoping for a better life? Because citizenship is more than a word on a passport. It's access to stability, to education, to the ability to feel safe and have opportunities. If children born in the U.S. were suddenly denied citizenship, it could deeply change their lives, from college financial aid to the simple feeling of belonging. For families on temporary visas or undocumented parents, the proposed change would mean their children might grow up uncertain, maybe even undocumented themselves, despite being born on U.S. soil. Some supporters of the new order argue that restricting birthright citizenship will discourage birth tourism, or people having babies in the U.S. just to gain a passport. But researchers note the effect could be the opposite. A new study released in 2025 by the Migration Policy Institute projects that ending automatic birthright citizenship could actually increase the number of unauthorized residents in the U.S., including future generations. Migrationpolicy.org. So, what's the real takeaway right now in 2025? First, birthright citizenship has not been abolished. The constitutional protection stands. Second, the attempt to change it through an executive order remains under heavy legal challenge. Third, for immigrant families hoping to build a life here, it's wise to stay informed because things are still evolving. If you are an immigrant or planning to have a baby in the U.S., what should you do? Keep documentation safe, stay aware of court rulings, and don't assume that changes will apply to newborns until the law is definitively changed. Talk to a qualified immigration lawyer and watch carefully how the courts decide. At the same time, be patient. In America, laws and courts can shift slowly. For now, the principle that anyone born on U.S. soil is a citizen remains in place. Thank you for watching and trusting us to guide you through these complicated changes. If you want more updates on immigration law, simple, clear, trustworthy, please subscribe. We're here to help you make sense of the system, not to scare you.